What's good, everybody? It's another episode of our
Hey everyone,
podcast.
welcome to the Base Podcast. Never been a better podcast. I'm joined here with the GOAT Curtis. Never been a better Curtis. Won't ever be a better Curtis.
I fucking love it.
I'm joined here with my best friend, Donald J. Trump. Love the podcast. Love the man. Love the people. Making America great again, one step at a time.
Oh man, if you're watching the audio, if you're listening to the audio version of none of this is gonna make sense.
If you're watching the audio version, my background is just Donald Trump. It's a huge Donald Trump photo sitting right behind me, smiling like a fucking maniac.
Which is great because at this point, people that are watching the video will have seen that there's a picture of Donald Trump and I'm wearing a Ronald Reagan movie hat. So if you are a leftist, you're probably not here anymore. This is this is the best video I've ever made, Doug. This is right on for what we want. So, I mean, we're doing a podcast. We're just talking today, I guess. I don't even know what we're doing today.
We're dishing out America, and go check out epiccw.net. Go buy some merch. You won't regret your decision. It'll be the best merch you've ever bought. You pass it down for generations to your grandkids. It'll be the best merch ever. Best decision you've ever made.
I mean, you guys can make WAN great again, so that is an option.
Make Wayne great again. I mean, there's no better option.
Oh my god.
If
Now,
it wasn't covered in stuff right now, I have the fucking... What is it? What is it? Oh, yeah. Fucking Declaration of Independence sitting on my desk right here.
my man.
It's kind of buried right now.
My man. Actually, this is a great time to start with our sports topic. When this video goes out, I will have been watching basketball in person. And I think a good question, since I'm going to a women's basketball game, is this hat the right hat for the game?
Yes, without a doubt.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah, you gotta match that hat with your Caitlin Clark jersey. Perfect.
Yeah,
Never been a better matchup. Never been a better matchup.
I'm sure that this is the hat to wear to a women's basketball game, which is totally not a extreme left organization at all. Yeah.
Hey, you'll have the support of country girl Caitlin Clark out there, though.
Yeah.
That's all that really matters.
Gang, gang. Country girls, what's good?
As long as you got the GOAT support.
Shout out to country girls, though. Like,
shout out to Donald Trump, next president, best president. Never been a better president. Will never be a better president.
Oh, we gotta do one of the end of the video segments of ranking the best presidents. Top 5 best.
Alright.
Not today, but that will be coming up.
My list is going to be pretty old.
Is it?
Yeah. Well, there's going to be one modern guy on there.
Who's your one modern guy on there?
Couldn't be any better. There's never been a better guy. This is my guy. He's the best guy. Never been a better guy. Best guy. It's me, Donald Trump. I'm the best.
Are you putting Trump top 5?
Put Trump top 5.
Okay.
Because my other option, they're... actually, we'll get to that later.
One of my options is on my hat. I'm going to tell you that much.
He's also there.
Yeah. That's what I'm going to say. But that will be for another episode. That will not be... We got to prepare our list. But that is a preview.
Well, top 3 is already defined. 4 and 5 is kind of...
You got top 3? Okay.
One's a little biased because he is my favorite president of the more modern time.
Trying to think, what would I even do for a top 5? I mean,
Last Democrat who cared about America.
Bro really popped off too.
Oh my God, he went there. Oh man, he went there. Anyway, yeah, let's pop back into the podcast and kind of get back to whatever we were doing. What we were doing?
Shouting out country girls.
Shout out to my girl, Post Malone. Goated country girl.
Post Malone?
Roll Tide.
Dog, what is this episode? Oh my God. It's fucking beautiful.
Actually, we might not have a lot of viewers, but there's a country woman artist that I will shout out, Coe Red. If you haven't heard of her, go check her out. She doesn't have a lot of music. She's still pretty new, but she makes some good fucking music. Shout out to Coe Red.
Shout out to small towns everywhere. I don't know why I started doing this, dog. I do this all the time now. Yeah, shout out to small towns. Shout out to the country.
Yeah, gotta be honest, we both went into this podcast absolutely no fucking idea what was going on, so.
And here's in our defense what happened. All right, this is a great discussion. Now I stayed up till 5 a.m. Playing Minecraft, just because I got that dog in me. That's pretty much it. I just felt like being up till 5 a.m. I don't really have another reason why. And then Jonathan doesn't know how to look at his work schedule, and he got bummed. He got clapped.
I thought it was closing. I had been opening, so I'm running on like 3.5 hours of sleep. I'm fucking toast.
So yeah,
I'm in shut off mode.
So, and also I stayed up early the day before. No, Sunday night I stayed up early. And then Monday we recorded and I stayed up till 3 a.m. So I didn't really get much sleep. So, kind of cooked. You're obviously cooked.
A little bit.
We're all cooked. Nobody's been more cooked.
For anyone who watches Racing Playlist and gets my full rage, I do apologize. The overtired kind of just fucked up everything. I'm still pissed off from another race. It will be better next week. The overtired really kind of made everything worse. I just wasn't up for racing tonight.
No, and that's the thing. We will dive into what happened in racing this week. Of course, it's part of our podcast segments. But I think we'll jump into our political segment that we haven't started at all yet. It hasn't been this entire episode.
No.
I think we need to talk about something we haven't discussed yet on this podcast here in week 3. That's Kamala Harris.
Yeah, I don't know why we haven't talked about her yet. She's a really big topic right now, and it's kind of a problem.
I can't believe we didn't spend the last 2 episodes also roasting her.
Yeah, we should have. We got to do better.
But and there's actually a few things we can discuss that's not just her. In politics, I think there's been a few endorsements since the last video we did that we should discuss. But Kamala Harris continues to come up with her innovative ideas that nobody's had before, including her latest policy of building a border wall. Again, it's just fantastic to see, such creativity from her. Because again, nobody has ever said, let's build a border wall, right? Nobody had that idea before. So the man is on the screen.
In case anyone didn't see that, I just pointed to my background at Trump.
It's just insane to me that the Democrats have sat for 9 years since Trump came down the escalator in Trump Tower, which I remember watching that shit on my computer in my recording room when he announced. I was like, "Let's go, that's my guy." But I remember that, and when he sat there, and that was like one of his first things, building a wall, all the stuff with Mexico, and immigrants and all that stuff. When he had that whole beginning of his campaign, 2015.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody's like, Trump's racist, it's the worst, and all this stuff, he's Hitler. And then all of a sudden, build a border wall, guys. After 9 years, it's just, that's a fucking fantastic idea. Is wild to me. And again, it's crazy that Kamala Harris doesn't have her own policies and her own ideas. And just takes all the Trump ideas, like the no tax on tips, and they're like, oh my god, that's a fucking great idea. Trump had that idea, and everybody's like, that's fucking stupid. Like, bruh. Get your own ideas, big dog. Like,
it is crazy because, like you said, Trump came up with the idea to build a wall and help with the illegal immigrants coming in. Everyone thought he was a piece of shit scumbag for it. So the Democrats stopped him building a wall and then let illegals come in. Now they've flooded the country and it's ruining our economy. And they're like, oh, well, let's build a wall because we should have done that from the get-go. Don't know why we didn't. Don't know why no president ever thought of that before, but we need to build a wall and fix the problem that someone, not us, caused.
Yeah, I remember Trump caused it, even though he, in 2015, was saying it was an issue, because it was even back then. Not to the extent that it is now, but it was an issue back then with illegal immigration. And, he had the idea, let's put a wall, which, I mean, it's a good idea, obviously. So, got it started. There's part of it is built. I mean, it's not like it's nothing. There is part of it.
Yeah.
Pretty much day one, Joe Biden became president, shut it down. But in that time, there was a little bit that was built when Trump was president. But yeah, again, he wanted to address that issue in 2015 when he announced his run, obviously, like, seeing that issue, and then continued to make that one of his main policies for his entire campaign. When he was president, even, the second campaign, it was still a discussion. But it was definitely something that was fixed way better. And now it's just become an insane issue because Joe Biden and Kamala Harris let everybody in. And now it's like, all right, how do we fix it? Oh, wait. Trump had that idea before of how to fix it. So it's just crazy to me that that's now something like Kamala Harris is like, let's do that. I don't even know. I don't know what to say.
Speaking of, Biden and Kamala, the soldiers, God bless them, rest in peace, them. The soldiers in Afghanistan that were killed. Still not a fucking word. Excuse my language, but not a word out of Kamala or Biden for those fallen soldiers. I had actually found out that because of the silence that had taken so long, the families of the soldiers do not want Kamala or Biden even talking about it. They don't want their nothing. And when Trump went to where he went to go talk about it, he was invited. Kamala and Biden were not. It's fantastic that Trump went, and I'm glad that he's for the people. But being president, the vice president, and to not respect soldiers that you have sent out and got killed is fucking pathetic. It's pathetic. And it shows a lack of leadership and a lack of caring for your own people. I mean, you sent them out there. They died. Just shrug them off and avoid the media completely. No. It's just scum. It's a scummy thing to do.
Yeah. No, I agree. Obviously, that's something that we touched on in one of the we touched on the Versus Challenge because we were recording the day that Trump had went to the cemetery for the wreath ceremony and all that, which had been 3 years since the soldiers were killed in the absolutely terrible exit from Afghanistan that Joe Biden orchestrated, and Kamala Harris. Like both, they were the main two. I mean, Kamala Harris is like one of the people that was very involved in it, and she even said that in an interview with the exit of it, and honestly, the fact that neither one of them like had involvement in it. I mean, even when they had like the soldiers, like when they came back, um, like, and they had like the taking the soldiers off the planes and all that, like the ceremonies that they do when they come back, the fallen soldiers. Uh, like the picture of Biden when he just couldn't even be bothered and just like sitting there like looking at his watch waiting for it to be over.
Looking at his watch, waiting for it to.
That's fucking insane. Like that's crazy. Um, that that image even exists of a president doing that, and obviously like just the continued like kind of just ignoring that it even happened. I mean, there was like one tweet the other day that was like a Joe Biden tweet that his fucking handlers put out for him. Because obviously he's not running his account, doesn't know how to probably use a phone probably. He's just an absolute bum. That shit, just the way that was handled. I mean, I remember that day, like when it happened and like seeing the stuff of it, and just how ridiculous it was then, and obviously just to see like continue just not acknowledging it.
Yeah.
Is ridiculous. Yeah, I think that really shows a lot too, though, of them not being invited and not acknowledging it, and then again Trump showing up and going to it like as a he's not the president, he's not anything in a political spot right now. He's just a candidate. He's a private citizen like you and I. Like that's the thing, that he did that in in that spot that he has, obviously, of being a former president, but again, currently a private citizen of the country. And to go out there and take that role and that responsibility, because that really did look like the president doing that, right? That's what you just want to see the president do. It kind of comes with the role of being president when you take that on. When you say, I want to be president, I think it's obviously it's a serious role. It's not a joke. And doing those types of moments, right? That's part of being president. I mean, obviously it's a difficult situation. It's not easy. Obviously it's a very emotional thing, but to not give a shit about it is insane, absolutely ridiculous. That neither the president or vice president could show up to it, participate, acknowledge it. Joe Biden's just lying on a beach in fucking wherever he is.
Italy, I think, actually. Yeah, he's on vacation in Italy.
Isn't he in Delaware on vacation?
I thought it was Italy. I thought he was out of the country.
Oh no, he should be out of the country, dog.
He might have been in the...
Send bro away. I don't fucking care, dog.
But yeah, like you said, for the president to be on vacation while this is happening, and just neither the president or the vice president even acknowledge that this is even going on at all, acknowledging any soldiers at all, it's dumbfounding. I just don't understand how you can just live with yourself like that. I mean, these are the people fighting for you to do what you're currently doing and fuck over the country like you're fucking over it, and you can't even be bothered to give them the time of day to respect their bravery.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen like two people in leadership position in this country that's been that fucking ridiculous. Like, at least in our lifetimes, we haven't seen that. I mean, you obviously can't talk about ever historically for presidents, but for what we've seen in our lifetimes, the presidents that we've had, I've not seen anything like it, right? Like, the way that they act is just insane. Like, again, the people that I seen as president, growing up, you had George Bush, and then Obama. Like, both of them, would go to that type of event.
Yeah.
And Trump obviously has. So, the people that I've seen be president in my lifetime and in your lifetime, like, would go to those events and honor those soldiers and, whatever other events that people need to be honored for. Remembering different things, like, those presidents went to that, and Joe Biden can't be bothered to show up to literally anything.
No.
It's not even just like this one thing. There's other things like, where's the president? We don't fucking know.
Yeah, I mean, like, since he's supposedly dropped out of the race, he's just fucking, like, non-existent. Nobody fucking,
Where is
he doesn't do
like,
anything anymore.
Where is
He's
bro?
the president, but he's just gone.
Like, genuinely, where is bro? Like, it's not even like a fucking meme. Like, where's Joe Biden? Like, legit, where is he at? Like, what is he doing?
Yeah, like, he disappeared for a few days, then all of a sudden dropped out, was there for like a day or two, and now he's just like gone again. Nobody's talking about him. He's not doing anything. Bro's on fucking vacation right now. Like,
bro gave one speech at the DNC,
and it fucked off.
which, like, that whole thing, the whole DNC event was just them fucking being bums too.
Yeah, no. I will admit I didn't watch the whole thing because I could not be bothered to listen to that shit. But I watched lots of clips and parts of it. Most of it was just talking about Project 2025, which Trump is not a part of. Like, he's not a part of and does not like it. He agrees with some of the things, because some of the things make sense. But most of the other things he said are foolish and ridiculous, and he does not agree with them. He had no part of writing it. He had no part in it just being made in general. He has no part in it and does not endorse it. But Trump's a fucking horrible person for making Project 2025 and just gonna ruin the country with it.
Again, like, the thing that the whole convention was just Trump bad. Like, which again is just a continuation of what the Democrats' whole policy has been, which is just Trump bad. It's like, okay, if he's bad and he has done these things, which the other thing about it that makes it way more hard of an argument to say is that he has been president and we have this history of what he's done as a leader, right? Because the saying somebody's bad and wouldn't be fit to be president works if they haven't already been president and proven what they can do.
Yeah.
Right? Because so you're using the same thing they used in 2015 and 2016 in that campaign by saying he's not fit to be president or shouldn't be president based on whatever you're saying. But you seen how the 4 years was with him, and how are the 4 years with Joe Biden and Kamala Harris? Right? How are those years comparing up? Right? How was life in 2017 to, we'll say, the beginning of 2020, because then COVID kind of fucked up the last, year that Trump had. Right? How was that time, though? Compared to the, time that Biden had, and again, after the COVID wild shit. So, kind of take out Trump's last year, Biden's first year. How was shit outside of that? What you looking at? What's the, how's 2022 to now and how's 2017 to 2019? Which one's better?
Yeah, actually, I have some things right here. Just the presidential inflation rate for things, going from Carter up to currently Biden. I'm just gonna go with Bush and work my way up.
Give me all the stats, Doug. I want all the stats.
All right. Well, so overall for President Carter,
it was 18% was the presidential inflation rate. That's high. His food was at 24.5%, which is ridiculous. His energy rate was 18.1, which is high, but not compared to Biden's. His rent was at 14.2%, which is again high. Like, these are really ridiculous rates. Reagan was 12.5%.
Gang, gang.
Food was at 7.7% for inflation. Like, that's low. That's a good percentage. Energy was 6.5%. Again, low. I just keep coming back after saying.
It's my guy.
His rent was at 16%, which is the highest of all the presidents, but we can't really defend him there. That's high.
Not gang, gang.
For Bush, his overall was 11.3%.
And this is the Bush that didn't do 9/11. This is...
Yeah, this is not the inside job Bush. This is the outside job.
Well, hold up. If you want to go real deep in the lore...
This is pre-9/11 inside job Bush.
This is the first Bush who kind of, led to 9/11.
Am I being led on, Bush? If you've been on the channel, you'll understand the "am I being led on" meme. If not, go check out some older videos.
Am I?
I'm gonna get through the Bushes. Should probably restart after. We'll be at 4 minutes.
Get through the Bush. Does she keep it hairy?
So for food, Bush was at 10.9% inflation.
Fuck you. Dog, I've been on one in this episode. What'd I tell you at work today?
Oh god. Yeah, we're cooked, dude. We're cooked. For his energy, he was at 15.5%, which is again high. But his rent was down to 8.4%.
Bro also said, "Read my lips, no more new taxes," and then got clapped. So he did. Bro doesn't understand political lore, dog.
I didn't understand what you said. All I heard was "read my lips."
He said, "Read my lips, no new taxes," and then bro got absolutely bodied because they added more taxes.
And then up to Clinton, 5.8% overall for.
All right, so we're gonna talk about Bill Clinton in a second.
So Clinton's overall inflation rate, he was at 5.8%. His food was at 5.4. His energy was at 0.3, which is insanely low. His rent was at 5%.
Damn, I thought bro's stats were gonna suck more, but
those are. Actually, he's pretty close to. Well, no, he's not. Never mind.
Come on! Oh, it's right there.
Okay, buddy. We get it. You're losing.
No, my joke was right there, dog. Nobody reacted.
All right. Up to Bush again.
This is Bush 2. This is the one. This is the one who did it. Hold up.
This is inside job.
Hold up. This is the one who did it. This is the one who did it. This is the one who did it.
Oh, man.
This is the one who did it, guys.
Wanya's done it. Wham.
Mr. September himself. Have you seen this trophy up close?
This is September.
Dog, look at this shit. Look at this shit, dog. Look at the concrete block, dog.
Oh my god.
Bro sat and made this shit.
Oh my god.
Oh.
So this is M. September's presidential inflation rate. In total, bro had a 4.6 inflation rate, which is pretty low. Pretty low.
When did the stats kind of collapse for him?
Toward the rent. Toward the rent is where it kind of got high. They were all pretty close, actually. He had 4.3% for food, 2.2% for his energy costs, and then he goes straight up to almost 9% for rent.
So just plain not good for him.
Yeah. Yeah, rent all of a sudden just got really high out of nowhere.
Huh. Was there a
Could be
thing that happened when he was president? Like, you know, especially towards like the end of his second term, that maybe like, I think it was like 2008, where it's kind of like the second collapse that happened when he was president. You know, he had the first collapse in 2001, and then the second collapse that he had in 2008, which was like the, you know, it was housing. You might have heard of it. You might have heard of the Great Recession. I don't know if you heard of it.
Yeah, man.
You were like 4 when it happened, dog. Fucking bum.
Probably.
Dog, you were 4. Fucking.
Probably, yeah.
Bro was like this fucking tall, dog. Bro just spawned in, dog, and the housing market collapsed.
Getting out of Bush, this actually does surprise me a little bit. Obama is at a 4.8%.
Obama?
Yeah, for his inflation rate. But these stats are fucking wild. So, at his food, he's at a 1.9% presidential tax, or inflation. For rent, he's at a 1.6. So now you must be wondering how a 1.9 and a 1.6 could equal out to be a 4.8 overall percentage rate for his inflation. His energy costs was 29.9%.
That's because he spent his whole presidency fucking drone striking children and going to school, dog. Like, dog.
I mean, yeah, the hunt for Osama bin Laden took a lot.
Like, bruh, that's the thing that you think about it. Obama drone striked a child. And, like, you know, oh, we accidentally killed a family of 4. Oh, it wasn't actually the terrorists we're trying to kill. Oh, oil's gone up fucking $20 billion now because we accidentally took out a fucking, you know, somebody, dog, that we didn't mean to take out. But now the Saudis are mad at us and are going to say, oh, your oil's going to be fucking $25 billion. Sounds like bum of the day to me.
Yeah, this is where
It gets pretty good. Can't lie. It's pretty good right here.
Donald Trump at the lowest overall percentage rate at 4.1. He had 3.6% on food, a 1.6% on energy, and it's not low, but it's not incredibly high, a 7.5% on rent, which, I mean, it's affordable. It's a little high, but that is still an affordable rate. Compared to currently.
Now, the other thing you got to keep in mind is, like, with the other stats we talked about with, like, George Bush with his, like, going up at the end. You know, a lot of the things for COVID, which was the last year of Trump being president.
That too.
That definitely was a factor. Which you can, a lot of the numbers that you got to look at each person, right? And obviously those are two that we mentioned because, again, that's in your lifetime events. You know, I'm not going to necessarily know every event that happened in the 70s and 80s for the previous presidents you mentioned, but you know, when it comes to those, like, we could point out those moments.
Which is kind of why I picked this one, because other than Carter, at least, you know, for my time, you might actually know a little bit about Carter, but for my time, Bush and on is the presidents that I've lived through.
I mean,
I was a kid through Bush, so I don't really know anything about him, but
yeah, Yeah, because you think of it, you were born the first, like, basically when his first term was almost over.
Mhm.
For me, I obviously seen more of those years.
Yeah.
Because when I was born, it was the end of Bill Clinton being president.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
so yeah, I mean, my whole, like, when I was a child, the whole time I was growing up was really, like, George Bush, because Obama became president when I was in, like,
Mhm.
fifth grade, fourth grade, something like that. So, like,
Yeah.
I seen obviously more George Bush things. Like, I remember when
Mhm.
bro was president probably more than you would.
Yeah. And then, hi Lucy. Last but certainly not least,
Definitely least.
second to only Carter, Joe Biden, at a 15% overall inflation rate. 18.3% on food. That's ridiculously high. Energy is actually the highest out of all of the presidents on this list at 37.2%. And then rent, third to Reagan and then Carter at 13.5%, almost at where Carter had it, which is all just ridiculous.
As Kamala Harris says, Bidenomics is working. Um,
Mm.
So the thing about that is, I guess the one thing to touch on, because you said I would know more about Carter.
Yeah.
Bro didn't have a great presidency. Obviously, you could tell by those numbers. Bro's definitely not high up on the list of good presidents.
No.
So that obviously gives you kind of an indication that, I mean, a lot of the times, like the 70s, they had a whole like energy crisis and shit. Like,
Yeah.
you could only fill up your car with gas on certain days,
Mm-hmm.
which is like completely fucking crazy. And anything like involved energy and like fuels and stuff like was very reduced throughout part of the 70s. Which that comes up occasionally when I'm looking up like some NASCAR things. There's like certain races that they shorten the length of because obviously you're burning fuel. So
Yeah.
a lot of the races were way shorter for like those certain years in the 70s just because they couldn't
Yeah.
have a bunch of cars driving on a track 500 miles just for fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, a lot of the energy shit back then. It was probably not the best time. But Joe Biden's bringing it back.
Hold on. Just kind of looking around. If you have anything to say, you can do it.
I always have something to say.
Second.
And you know what I gotta say?
Google's very left. That's all I have to say.
What I gotta say is in 2036, I'm running to be president of the United States. If you guys haven't seen it, go to ebcw.net now. Check out the campaign tab. I'll be running for president. It's gonna be fantastic. We got merch there already. I think it'd be cool to genuinely have a campaign. I mean, I think there's a lot of things that I would like to discuss. And we are going to have in September a in-person podcast. And that's going to be a special episode because we're going to have our normal podcast about sports, politics, whatever. But we're going to have an extended episode as we're going to have a political interview segment. Jonathan's going to come with some questions. We're going to do a sit-down interview portion where I'm going to answer all the important questions that Jonathan has came up with for our campaign. So that'll be coming out in a few weeks. But yeah, dog.
Huh.
What are you playing, dog?
What, you heard that?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm opening a new browser.
The fuck was that sound?
Opera GX. I was opening my other browser because Google's a fucking bum.
Dog.
Ah,
Capri Sun getting rid of the little pouches, dog.
what?
There's gonna be bottles like this, dog. Get your Capri Sun in a bottle like this. Just boom, twist off your cap.
The whole point of Capri Sun is for it to be in a fucking thing.
Who's gonna drink Capri Sun, dog? I could see you slurping on some Capri Sun still, dog. I can see you being like, Mom, can you give me some Capri Sun at the store? You go out shopping, I want Capri Sun.
I won't lie. I would drink Capri Suns if my mom got them.
Bro is a literal fucking child, dog.
Hey man, don't blame the player.
I'm blaming you for being like fucking 10, dog.
Oh wait, this uses Google too.
You're a Nintendo dog.
The N-word.
Who's saying the N-word?
Me. I'm gonna say the fucking N-word. Everything uses Google.
There's a word and you can't say it anymore. And I'm gonna say it. Putin loves the N-word. I'm not gonna say the N-word. It's the nuclear word.
Now I gotta fucking find it.
It's gonna
Oh,
send this meme.
Alright. Oh.
I'm gonna send you a meme.
See, I don't understand how I could read all that information, talk about how Biden has some of the highest inflation, but everything I'm finding on these articles is literally saying that's wrong, and that it's inflation could be high, but it's not his fault, or inflation's just not high. Like they just keep back and forthing that inflation's low, or it's high and it's not his fault, or it's going down and it's because of him.
So what are you trying to find out?
I'm just trying to find his inflation rates to see like how bad they are, like how up they are from when Trump was president.
I'm gonna ask Grok. Grok might come up with a non-biased answer.
Oh, actually, this might be.
All right, so here you go. This is some of the things that it says here. This is when Biden took office. The inflation rate was 1.4% in January of 2021. Inflation hit a peak 9.1% under Biden, which was the highest annual rate since the early 1980s. So that would have been right when Reagan took over from Carter being a bum. Basically, a lot of it's saying that like his economic policies, including American Rescue Plan Act, which aided economic recovery post-COVID, but it's criticized for contributing to inflation due to stimulus spending, fueled demand at a time when supply chains were still recovering, which is true if you're trying to create demand, but there's not a way to meet the demand, you're going to fuck it over.
I have a question for you. You know, you live with your parents, so you probably, if you do pay bills, you don't pay a lot. But I know you pay for your car and stuff like that, and for, you know, of course, Epic CW brand. Do you feel that currently with your wage and the hours you're making, that you could live in the current state of the prices of everything?
Like you're saying, if I was just like, if I had what I do and live on my own.
If the house you're living in was yours and you were paying rent, you were paying electricity, you were paying, or sorry, not rent, but like you were paying all your bills yourself and paying for groceries and everything yourself, do you think you could live off of that?
No, because I mean, there's obviously other factors into that. The fact that I don't work, you know,
Yeah.
the full hours. I think that if I had, you know, because let's see how much. I'm kind of curious is if I did.
I know it is different for us compared to other people because we are part timers. But
I'm
let's
just
say
curious
you were
though.
getting like, let's say you were getting 20 hours a week.
Well, that's what I'm
If you're
looking at. I'm
working-
looking at how much I would get for. How the fuck is that right?
Yeah, if you're working like 20 hours a week.
All right, so let's do. So, before taxes, if I worked the full, like if I did a 39 hours LOs, which is the full time for a week, that would be, again, this is without taxes, so it'd probably be like 200 less. I get
Yeah.
$1,315 for 2
Yeah.
weeks. So, for a month, you'd be at about 2,600. So again, take out taxes, you'd probably be about 2,200, whatever.
Yeah.
I think it could be possible, but it would be
But it wouldn't be easy. You would have to manage your money way more than you'd like.
because here's the thing.
That's
Even
huge
now,
capital.
right, for what I pay for, right, I pay,
Mhm.
and I'll break it down, right. Live with my parents. I don't, which I would like to pay them for things, and I'll be honest about that. I just
Yeah, no,
haven't.
I feel the same.
I haven't had the hours to do it, right?
Yeah.
Like I want to give them money for being here and food and stuff, which I at least go and
Yeah.
put in the effort to like go buy it, go shopping. But again, they pay for it. But again, the food, okay. For what my parents get and what I get, we get between 150 and 200 a week. Okay, and then again, which I'd like to give them money for, but I haven't. But so what I pay myself though, my car payment, which is $230. Well, I always round it up to $230, and then car insurance, which has gone up significantly since I've got my car. I got my car in, and that's a big thing that's inflation is car insurance. I got my car in 2021.
Mm.
Like bought it, right? Because I had done the lease, but I officially signed it to purchase it in 2021. When I got car insurance, because before that I always paid car insurance, but it was my parents' names, and you could just add another person to it. But when I got my own car insurance, 2021, it was $110 that I was paying.
Yeah.
Something like that. $110, $100, whatever. Now, my car insurance just renewed here in August. It is at $211. So it's gone up $100 in 3 years.
Yeah. So if you were paying your own bills, grocery shopping, and your car,
It wouldn't be possible because just thinking what I spend on my car is
it's
essentially
like a quarter.
it's almost $500
Yeah.
because I also am paying on the tires on it. I give my dad like $100 because he uses credit card, but again, I'm paying him $100 on it every month. So essentially for my car, I'm paying $500 a month. All right. That's not obviously counting if you lived somewhere, whether rent or mortgage, it would probably be close to $1,000 a month. It typically is. If you're not going to live in somewhere that's complete trash. So that right there is what, 1,500 out of the probably 2,200, 2,100. That didn't count buying food. That doesn't count gas for the car. That doesn't count, if you got internet, which is another $100.
Yeah, that too. Phone bills, internet, gas.
My phone bill is $25 because I got Visible, so it's fine.
Yeah.
But again, internet's $100. Anything else you have, like what I normally pay in a month for stuff is about $600, $700. That's what I normally pay just for my phone, car, insurance, tires for my car, other stuff. That's not counting
Yeah.
buying food, internet, paying for a place to live. It would be tight with if I had full time and wasn't, living with my parents.
And I do understand Connecticut is like a really high tax state in general.
California
But
light,
my
baby.
point of my point of asking these questions is, this article's talking about how inflation's up really high with Biden, and it's not a very good thing. But wages are up to match the increase of inflation. Saying of this article that wages are up 20%, I think it was. Wage gains are up 20% since 2021,
Dog.
or it'll be around up to 20%
So
by January of 2021. Let's see. What are you doing?
my shit definitely has not gone up 20%. And I'll take just working with my starting pay that I got compared to now, because my previous job was lower, because we have had
Hey.
an increase in. Actually, I worked at Target before. I forgot that I worked at Target. So
What are you doing?
realistically, my pay has not gone up much.
No.
When I worked at Target in 2021, I got $15 an hour.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in 2024, I get $16.80 at Lowe's. $16.86. Probably in a few weeks, because that's September's when we get a little bit of a raise. So I think around Wan's birthday, we get some more money. The only reason I said Wan's birthday is the middle of September.
Yeah,
But
I
but
guess,
again,
I
I'll
guess
probably-
that's a good thing to point out too. You've had more jobs than me, and you've been working at Lowe's for probably a little over a year longer, and I'm making almost the exact same as you. Like almost the exact same. I'm making maybe 10 cents lower than you.
I think that's what you said last week. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing. From when again, we'll say working at Target, because that's really like when I had, that's what I remember. When I worked at Stop and Shop, it was stupid because that was 2020, and it was like, they'd paid you the minimum, right?
Yeah.
Stop and Shop paid you the minimum, Target did not, right?
Mhm.
Target has jumped up, obviously, like, I think you started working at Target now, you get like $17. I think something like that is your base.
I think it's around 17.
Again, the minimum is still 15 in Connecticut, but the base is going to be 17 at most places you work at. But again, I've gone from 15 to 16.86 in 3 years.
Yeah.
Right, I went up
$1,
$1.80 in 3 years. Like that's not a big increase. Like, I'm sure I'll probably hit 17 come mid-September. That's not actually the most I ever got for a job, though. Fun fact.
It'll be the most I've gotten.
The most I've ever got for a job was 20. My first job when I did beekeeping, bro gave me a crazy deal. 20 an hour, and I basically just fucked around the whole time. It was just kind of like, come hang out in a field. So I got $20 an hour to film videos of bees. But yeah.
Yeah, I do wonder if they mean just minimum wage rates. But I mean, it just says cumulative wage gains since January of 2021 was around 20%.
I don't even fucking know, dog.
But apparently recent data supports this, as the wage rate increased by 5% in January of this year. Um, Apparently, a 3-month moving average of nominal wage growth for just individuals before the pandemic, the rate the rate of wage growth was close to 3.5%. And apparently, these supposed 20% increases also led to a 30% increase in people getting jobs or wanting to get jobs.
Which they did come out and say those are fake numbers that they were making up in some of the increases of jobs. Now, one other thing with the job increase since the pandemic that I find to be, again, bullshit is the people who went and got new jobs because they lost their other job being considered in job growth. Like, I was in that situation. Like, Wen and I both were, because we worked together at the time. When COVID started, Wen and I were working at the shitty coffee shop that we told you about before. That's where we worked, and we said, bro, you're being a dumbass. Why are you wanting to serve food when this shit's popping off? So, we got laid off, which again, when you get laid off, technically you lose your job.
So,
and then it counted as us getting a job as job growth because we went back to work when we had a job. We switched jobs because we were told you can fuck off. That's kind of wild to consider that as job growth.
Yeah. I do hate to interrupt, but the last article I was reading was from CNBC, a news outlet. I just pulled up a new article here from just some journalists. Talking about how
CNBC
we had the worst inflation in years from 1.4% while Donald Trump was still president to 9.1 under Biden.
And that's what Grok pulled up.
We have experienced the worst decline in real wages in 40 years, the worst crime since the 90s, the worst border crisis in history that we've ever had, the worst gas prices ever, the worst food prices since 1980, the worst increase in shelter prices since 85, a 30-year fixed mortgage rate around 7.5% versus 3.5% under Trump, the worst labor shortage, which helped fuel inflation along with massive government spending. And according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, the cost of living under Biden and Harris has gone up an average of 33% for food, 18.7% for shelter, and 32.8% for energy, and 66% for gasoline. However, in some places, it's even higher.
Yeah. No, I mean, it is crazy. Again, gas is definitely a good one for you to mention because I remember, again, you asked me about my car earlier. I remember when I got my car, again, because I got it in 2018.
Yeah.
I remember, gas prices were going down. And I remember, 2019, 2020, fantastic, my car. Because, my car is kind of a small little car. Small little fuel-efficient dude. Bro cooks. I can fill it up for, $20.
Yeah.
Now, the same thing, 30, 35, depending on how dusty it is. Like, like the dust on the dashboard definitely adds the weight, which makes it go slower. Fun fact. Makes it burn more fuel.
Okay. This article actually says, I point out that some places are worse. Like for the average, 66% for gasoline is like the average for percent increase. But for places like West Pennsylvania, it's up 92%.
Damn.
It is up almost 100%. And they were talking about John Fetterman, who was destroyed by Republican Mehmet Oz in the debate. But he won the Senate seat because Dems saw him as a rubber stamp for Biden's policies, blah, blah, blah.
I forgot about
He's
Dr.
changed
Oz running for fucking the Senate, dog.
Fetterman has since changed his views. He believes the country should have a strong border, is against Biden's policies of stopping the export of liquid natural gas from the Gulf of Mexico, and stated the members of Congress who don't support America's values should resign. And then I guess the Biden-Harris administration believes that climate change is the greatest threat to humanity.
I'm not even fucking commenting on the climate change bullshit. I don't
know.
I don't have the energy to dive into that right now.
I can understand this. These reporters say nuclear war is actually what we should be worried about right now. I can't say I disagree, but I don't think it's gonna go nuclear.
I mean, if I get in charge, France is going nuclear, but somebody's gonna pull it up in 12 years when I run for president. Someone's gonna watch this exact video and pull that up. I'm gonna be like, he said.
Actually, this brings up a good point. So Biden's first 100 days in office, he issued several executive orders getting rid of Trump's policies that actually made our country a safer place.
Yes, because his fucking whole goddamn campaign was Trump bad. And then bums like fucking Wan were like, oh yes, Orange Man bad. Thank you, propaganda man. I'm going to go vote for fucking Joe Biden.
When he shut that pipeline off on day one.
He's a fucking idiot.
Which, actually, they have statistics here for that. So, canceling the pipeline on day one lost 59,000 people's jobs.
Good job, Joe Biden.
And that resulted in a loss of almost $10 billion. He stopped border wall construction, as we all know, which resulted in a massive influx of illegal immigrants. And according to U.S. Customs and Border Protection Office, there were 3.3 million apprehensions of undocumented illegal immigrants. So the 3.3 million under Trump's administration, and under Biden and Harris, there were 8.8 million from over 150 countries, and that number doesn't include the 1.9 gotaways.
Yeah. That's fucking crazy, dog. It's so fucking crazy.
Oh, this is something I didn't know. Under 4 years of Trump, there were 11 apprehensions of persons on the terrorist watch list. Under Biden and Harris, there have been 375 to date. And at least 99 of them have been released back into our country.
Good job, Joe Biden. Get that dog in you. My dog, I mean, an absolute fucking fraud. You're a clown.
Yeah.
I fucking can't, dude.
Back to illegal immigrants. From the countries of Mexico, El Salvador, Guatemala, and Honduras, Trump had apprehended 1.8 million, which is a lot, but Biden and Harris had 4.3 million. And people were talking about how that was such a good job of her for being able to stop that many. But this points out there's only that many because there's more trying to come in because we've opened our borders again to just whatever.
And the other thing is, like, because part of what Trump had was more than just, like, building a wall. You had, like, remain in Mexico where they weren't allowed to come in. And, like, they had to stay in Mexico. and like, get processed in, so you couldn't like come in illegally as easily because again you had to remain in Mexico was a thing, and again working with the government of Mexico and like trying to stop it that way instead of just like we'll let them fucking come in, where like since Biden became president it was just like well fuck them, everybody comes in.
This is where the article starts getting into more modern, more current state, including Tim Walz and these things as well now.
Oh God.
Saying that both Harris and Walz, who are now running for president and vice president, have far left radical policies, even further to the left than Biden did. One of the big things is she doesn't support law enforcement and says things like immigrations and customs enforcement need to completely start over from the beginning. And in 2020, when the streets of Minneapolis were being burned down and rioted, she went as far as to asking people to release the rioters who were burning the streets and causing all of the chaos. Let's see. Yeah, so I'm just gonna finish off the rest
Dog,
of
I'm
this
ready to
article.
cook now. Look at my new drink, dog. Look at my drink of choice.
Look at that. That's definitely something you should be drinking at 2:20 in the morning.
Is it?
Hell yeah.
Also, I just want to point out, so everybody's aware, only is this allowed to be drank on camera on this side of the screen. This bum, not old enough.
Oh, wait. Do you have me here or here?
I don't know. You're over this way. You're this
I
way.
have you down here.
Yeah, because I have
I'm
it
up here.
set so we're side by side, dog.
Oh yeah, no, I have you down here.
Yeah, because you have it on default, dog. I have a side by side.
Yeah, no, I like me being small and then just looking up and there's Donald Trump, this beautiful man right here. So
Cheers.
I want to go back to the rioter topic. So 65 of those rioters were bailed out.
So this guy, not old enough to drink this because he's a bum.
This guy, go to.
I just want you to know.
And then later, vote for this guy.
Actually, fun fact: the man in the background on Jonathan's side has never had this. So nobody on that side of the screen has ever had this. That's crazy.
If anyone can get in contact with this man, get him to try it.
Did you say get him to
This guy
try it?
likes yeah, get him to try it.
Bro has never drank alcohol ever.
It's first time for everything, even if you're 80.
He's not trying alcohol, dog.
No. Get him to drink some Monster or Red Bull.
I don't think he needs that, dog. Bro's cooking enough. Imagine a speech of Trump on, 3 cans of Red Bull, dog.
Maybe we should give fucking Biden some Red Bull. I'd love to see that, genuinely.
Give me a Michelob Ultra, dog. I'm cooking, dog.
Yeah. So, 65 of...
What a beautiful can.
65 of those rioters that were arrested got bailed out and then went on to commit other felonies. 2 being charged for homicide. Waltz also did nothing for 3 days as the entire city burned, resulting in millions of dollars of damages.
I'm sorry. I saw a meme.
Oh, God.
Can you see this?
I love that. Oh, it's fantastic.
Oh, my God. Do you need me to tag you in that?
This is actually a good idea, good way to end it. I like how this reporter did this. Anyone who's watching this podcast, if you're somehow watching this and you're the left and still plan on voting for Kamala,
If you've made it this far,
I want you to stop and maybe think about it, I guess, since you haven't watching this whole thing.
be unburdened by what has been.
Voting for Biden/Harris, or now voting for Harris/Walz, do you really enjoy paying more for food, gas, electricity, all of your other needs, higher interest rates, higher insurance rates, and just literally everything else? Are you better off now than you were 4 years ago under Trump?
You know who voted for Joe Biden?
Oh, and then Gary Varesco is a retired Maryland State Police Sergeant. That's just at the end of this, so I figured that.
Sorry, who wrote the
Congrats.
article?
Congrats, Gary, for being retired. Congrats to a happy retirement.
You know who voted for Joe Biden in 2020? His name is Wan. And you can make Wan great again on happycw.net.
I'm going to save this fucking thing. I'm just going to send it to you so I don't lose it. Yeah.
Dog.
So, yeah. Before we get off politics and finish off our politics segment and move into our racing, that's a good thing to point out. I had to search to be able to find that article on Google. On Google. I got Donald Trump in the way. I can't. I got Donald Trump in the way. I got Donald Trump in the way. It doesn't work for me. I had to search for that. It took me a minute to find that on Google. Everything was just talking about how either rates
Kamala is Brat.
rates were not low, or sorry, they weren't high. They were high under Trump. Biden's brought them lower. There's more jobs. There's more of everything. It's all false. I had to search for that article.
So I would say use X, and if you guys can afford it, I know in Joe Biden's economy, buying anything's expensive, but if you can't afford it, check out Grok. Grok's a cool dude. Grok gave me some of those similar stats. So check it out. You can also get verified. You can send longer posts if you're Wen and you like to write essays to everybody. You can write it in one post instead of writing out 10 posts and they respond to half of it and it becomes a fucking mess. Because messaging with Wen on X or posting to him is a complete disaster. So get longer posts. Get X Premium Plus. Hello?
I do it for Trump. Can I make it look like Trump's holding his thumbs up? Wait.
A little
Sure.
bit.
Yeah, and to end our political segment, Curtis and I will be listing our top 5 presidents of all time.
When?
I've been talking a lot, so I'll let you go first on this.
We're doing that right now, dog?
Right now, dog, because we gotta finish and get to the racing
The racing's up next, dog.
before you pass the fuck out.
That's the end, dog. The end is the...
All right. Well, we're waiting on that. We're moving on to racing.
I thought we were ranking presidents later. I didn't even come up with a list yet, dog.
Here you come up. Oh, I've had my list.
Dog, because we're doing basketball this week.
What?
Remember we were doing basketball players? You're like, I don't even know 5 basketball players, and we came up with 5 basketball players for you?
Yeah, I barely knew 5 basketball players, but... I know them now, but...
That's what we were doing this week.
We're doing that this week?
Yeah.
No. No. Talk about racing.
We're going to do a game then. I'm going to come with a game for you.
Again?
Yeah. GTA racing this week. I won. Jonathan raged.
2 videos.
2 videos I won, 2 videos he raged. 1 video where Wen jerked off in last place. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, honestly, they both started out fine. This last racing playlist, I was too overtired and just not really in the mood for racing. It made it worse. Versus challenge. No, I lost it after that truck, dude. After dominating the race like I did, and I'm gonna be honest, that crash is what set me off. But earlier in the race is when it really started to just kind of go downhill for me, because I made mistakes on the fourth lap. I crashed once, landed on my side. I recovered fine, but for some reason in my head, I thought it was the last lap. So, me just kind of trying to finish like I always do into a drift. I went into a drift on the fourth lap into the fifth, thinking it was the end, going from a 10-second lead on second and third place to a 3-second lead, causing them to catch up before I even got halfway through the track. And then as we got toward the end, me and Curtis got stuck together, and my truck just fucking shit the bed. It just shit the bed, and it was just done. I raced like a fucking pro those last two races, but it just wasn't enough. Curtis did not end up coming third or fourth, so it didn't really matter. I got second. It was close. I do promise next week there might be raging. There's no promise there won't be, but I'm not going to go silent or just lose my shit like I did this week.
You're not going to go nonverbal on us?
I'm not. The Tistic's going to stay verbal this time. I'm not going nonverbal. The Tistic's verbal.
Bro, you going nonverbal is fucking hilarious, though. I literally just fucking referenced that meme. I said, I'm going nonverbal. Oh my god. I mean, versus challenge for me was great. Again, I didn't win the most races. That was kind of annoying, but had the stats to back it up. Driving God does what I driving do, and that's driving win. And that could be a t-shirt. And then Race Plus, I kind of showed up and you raged and decided to explore Los Santos twice and caused yourself the win. So,
I wasn't gonna win.
I don't know, dog.
There's no way I was catching up either of those two races. I DNF'd on. I just kept falling further and further behind. WAN, I know we talked about it on Twitter, but
is the WAN retarded?
Your races, man. Maybe.
Why don't you come try to build tracks then?
When you improve your races, maybe go back to some older ones to see how you can refine them, like that track in Versus that Curtis was complaining about, where there's that fucking fence, which personally I didn't even know what Curtis was complaining about until the third lap of the race, when I hit the fence in the middle that he had hit on the side. I didn't even know that was a thing. I didn't know what he was complaining about until I hit the fence that he knocked into the middle of the track. But, you know, we raced it again, and you fixed it. The problem was, it was okay. But older tracks, like that fucking Moonbow Road, WAN. You gotta fix that shit, dog. You gotta fix it. It could be a good track, but, you know, like I explained to you on Twitter, I think it's the first jump there, that you take it and you have the long straight down and then the straight into the turn. If you're in second place, even if you don't catch a slipstream, if you just go, you land on the flat part of the thing, and you just bounce. Like, I physically could not. I bounced and just spun out and lost it. And then
Do you think I could wear my hat to work like this and they'd be cool with it?
Oh no, absolutely not. You couldn't.
I'm
It's
gonna,
bad enough you wear it backwards, dog.
I'm,
Never mind like that.
I'm gonna pull up like this one day and be like, "What's good, gang?" There's gonna be a day the manager's office is gonna be open. I'll walk in. I never talked to bro once, so I'm gonna just be like, "What's good, gang?" and then dip.
And then to end off on that track, man, the other part that I was talking to you about, there's the jump that goes into the boost pads to then go around the loop there. If you're on second place, again, even if you don't hit the slipstream, you have too much speed, and you full send it, and you miss the boost pads. But if you go too slow, or if you like brake to go slower, you're just gonna lose speed, and first place is just gonna continue to take off. I did notice that when me and Curtis raced it last time. The other two times, he just couldn't seem to keep up or catch up when we were racing it. And me experiencing being in second place when we just raced it, I understand his pain.
Gang.
So maybe just go through some older tracks and make them better, refine them a bit.
I didn't want to touch on that track with the wall where I hit the fence. The reason I went so close to that is because that's kind of like the way you take that track in Gran Turismo. And for anybody who doesn't know, if you take bankings and tracks, you can go faster. It's kind of like obvious. So take the banking high and drive down low. Gonna catch up, and then I got fucked because the wing hit it. Because Wen's like, "You get stuck on the fence in the game." Like, dog, what? Is the man retarded? So yeah, that was trash. Next up in our podcast, we got two.
Sorry to cut you off.
You're a bum.
Back to that race.
Kill yourself, fraud. Fraud.
The thing I thought you were complaining about in that race was those two wires that went into the track. I thought you were complaining about that. I thought that was like a prop that you'd hit, and it would. I avoided it that whole time you were complaining about it in that race. I did not touch it once. I avoided it, which is why I hit the fence in the middle.
Oh,
I was trying to avoid the little lines going to the
the
track.
power line.
Somebody's complaining. Yeah, I thought you were complaining about the power line being a prop that you hit. I didn't know you were talking about the bank.
Dog,
The
and
fence.
that fence where it landed was right in the racing line that I was trying to take. And I was battling this dude in a weaponized Ignis, so he had a little more speed on the straight than the Krieger does. And every time, like, out of the corner, I was sliding on it because Wan's a bum. So, essentially, Wan, fag of the day. Tweet that out. I know you will. Do it for us.
No, I've shit on him.
Come on. Come on, dude. One more time. One more time. Just do it. See, here's the thing. If you guys want to go to, like, the shitting on people account, follow Lord Shredder. He's the one that just absolutely says whatever. He said you should tweet this out. He actually fucking does it.
I don't have a filter. I am not afraid to shit on
Did you do it?
I'm also, if you get... Yes.
Please tell me you did. Oh my god, yes.
If you shit on me, go right ahead. It's pretty cool. Shit on me all you like. I don't give
I'm
a shit.
reposting that.
Anyway, yeah, you wanted to go into our last topic of the night before we end the podcast.
Music. Song of the day.
Forgot we did that. I've done it the other two. Forgot we did that. Here, let's get my recap. Actually, my recap will tell me what my most listened to song is, and I'll just choose that. Okay, maybe I won't.
What is it? Is it Ninjas in Paris, dog?
Oh. It's a repeat of last week. I Had Some Help by Post Malone.
Dog.
Wait.
That was 2 weeks ago. That was the first week. Yeah, do Ninjas in Paris, dog. Come on.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do that again.
You gotta pick something different, dog.
I'm actually gonna do. There's a song I've been listening to. Now I gotta find it in here. Where is it? Where the fuck is it?
Man tries to figure out how to use his phone.
I'm just scrolling through my playlist right now.
Bro is so cooked. I'm cooked. I'm so cooked, dog.
Yes. I don't know if it'll show up. Probably. Wait. It almost did first. Oh, shit. Fuck. Shit. Fuck. Yep. Alright, so this song right here, Donald Trump. No, the song is called Walking on a Dream by the Empire of Sun or the Sun? Empire of the Sun.
What is it?
Walking on a Dream by the Empire of the Sun. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide. My song of the week is gonna be we're going with John Deere Green by Joe Diffie. That's a great song. You know it's fire.
It's a good song.
I mean, it's one of the best '90s country songs that there is. The reason I bring it up is because, I mean, it's one of my songs, actually, for September. This video goes out September 1st. So it is the, Bro Left the Party. What the fuck?
I turned my console off. I'm going to fucking bed after this, dude.
I might go to bed after this.
I'm gonna get on at fucking 4 in the morning and see you playing Minecraft.
I might. But that's one of my songs for September. I got a few songs for September, including September by Earth, Wind & Fire, what I should have picked for the song of the week. But that could be next week. I got a few songs on September that I think are good ones. Got an Alan Jackson song in there, a Toby Keith song. We got some bangers. Yeah, for that, I picked that song because, again, that's one of my favorite ones. And the other day I was at work, just existing, right? I was at work, went on lunch, and I was eating food in my car, which was fantastic food. Nobody's had better. I had the best cheese experience. But I was looking through songs, and I was just chilling with friends on my break. That's what we're gonna say. And this song comes on, and I was like, "This is a banger. You better know it." Nah, no idea. I was like, "Bruh." I was like, all the other ones, you better know these, like, Brooks and Dunn songs coming. I was like, you better know them. But I was quite hurt. That's all I'm gonna say on that. But John Deere Green by Joe Diffie. How do you not know it? Like, that shit's a banger.
To be honest, it's a pretty recent song for me too. I've only just recently, a few months ago, got into country music. So I mean.
Okay, no, that's respectable.
It's been almost. It's been like 6 or so months since I've got into country music.
Dog just got into country music now, and he's like the most American dude here. That's crazy, dog.
I grew up not liking country at all. I hated that shit as a kid.
Dog.
But I was raised on Eminem.
Dog, my hairline's gonna go even worse, dog, if I have to listen to you again, dog.
I just got hair, dude.
My hairline's goated, dog. Look at that shit. Straight banger.
I mean, I've got a big ass forehead, but
Look at that. Look at that hairline, dog.
a big ass forehead.
Straight goated. All right. This week we're doing. This is the meme I just seen.
Oh God.
So, quiz of the week for you here. Are you ready?
Nope. But yep.
This one is good for you. It is the top 10 largest economies in the world. This should be easy, dog.
America, China, Russia, Germany.
Russia's
UK.
incorrect.
Really?
So you said U.S., China, Germany, UK. Those are all correct. U.S. is first, China second, Germany third, UK.
Brazil?
Brazil? Yep, Brazil's 8th.
Australia?
No.
Japan?
Japan's 4. So you got 1 through 4, you got 6 and 8. So you need 5, 7, 9, and 10.
Sweden?
No.
It's Canada?
Yep.
Mexico?
Nope.
Is there any in South America?
The
Chile?
only one in South America is Brazil.
Oh, Brazil.
So let's put it this way: you're done with North and South America. You got them.
Africa?
Africa don't got any. You're looking for Europe and you're looking for Asia.
France?
Yep.
Italy?
Yep. All right. So you got Europe done. You got one more to go.
What number is it?
Number 5. So you have US 1, you got China 2, Germany 3, Japan 4, UK 6, France 7, Brazil 8th, Italy 9th, and Canada 10th. So what's number 5?
It's bigger than those. Is it one of the terrorist countries?
Dog. You may say these people have been memed on the internet recently.
Jerusalem. Israel. Oh, India.
There you go. There you go. I do want to make sure we give credit. This is another one that I found on Shorts on YouTube. Makeshift Project, great channel. Love their shorts.
You want to point out, just because I know there will be people that watch this and hate it, fuck Israel and fuck Palestine. Fuck them both. I hate both of them. I like America. I don't care about whatever retarded countries fight each other. Too worried about my own country. You got a problem with that? I don't care. I don't care.
You were doing so well until the last 15 seconds. You killed it this episode. You carried this episode. I've been out, dog.
Bro's been at it. I had to carry. I had to step up. Bro's been sitting there just like fucking half dead the whole time, drinking his beer.
Let me cook, dog.
I was gonna be fucking drunk playing Minecraft till 5:30 in the morning.
Dog. No. No.
I'm gonna wake up at like 5:30 in the morning to pee or something. Check my phone. You're gonna be on PlayStation.
I'm not.
Playing Minecraft.
I'm not.
We'll see.
All right. Either way, that's the end of the podcast. We'll see you guys the next week.